Hello again. Yes, a second video before noon. My mind's going a mile a minute. Anyway, I'm still working on getting the Halloween stuff out and up, but my brain's going too fast. And my hair is too frizzy. um, I did want to say something, and it's not politics this time. Just a shout out. Does anybody else buy these celebrity apologies? The Will Smith, okay? We'll go back to him. Um, the Mila Kunis and the Ashton Kutcher apology defending a convicted multiple rapist, Danny Masterson. Yeah, um, it didn't even sound sincere. Um, and if you know body language and micro expressions and just psychology things like that, oh, Drew Barrymore, those last two, you're used to seeing them glammed up in a glamorous background and such, and both of them, the Mila Ashton and the Drew uh, apologies, they deliberately hair pulled back or just looks just like they just sat down at a that looked like me. They just sat down and started talking, but they even dressed down more. All I did, this is my painting top, one of my tops that I use, painting, gardening, things like that. And I just, so it didn't look, so I just threw a shawl on. But they deliberately dressed down, found like the corner of their hallway or you know so it looked very sparse, like everybody's entryway or back door, from the in the kitchen type of thing. They all look utilitarian, even ritzy ones, really. So yeah. um if you know anything about the way people, when they downcast their eyes, when they go like this, when raise an eyebrow, if it's not something they do all the time, raising one, raising both, like a sneer, like a half a sneer, like smiling with half your mouth, if that's not a baseline thing for you, that's like contempt. Even if they're saying something positive, like, I totally support Jeffrey Dahmer, but they'll be like, their inside knows they don't, and they'll be like, kind of like they have contempt for the person they're talking about, but they're saying something else. For whatever reasons, they're being forced to. They want to save their reputation. They want to try to save their career, money, whatever. But they were very insincere in so many ways, in a plethora of areas. They man, my mouth is dry. They totally are insincere. Um, they don't care if Danny's convicted rapist or not. They still are his friend. Drew Barrymore, she didn't care about her fellow actors and such. She didn't care. She did not want to lose a spotlight, and when everybody's shows are down because of the writers strike, which I totally support, because you know what, I write not for Hollywood, but yeah, we are writers and artists that are the everyday ones that are wonderful sculptors. A lot of us aren't recognized, and some of them are just as good as people that get a lot of money. So yes, I support them. All the unknowns. Why do you think Robin Williams always insisted wherever they were shooting on location, they used homeless people? Why do you think Keanu Reeves, gave a motorcycle to the crew, not the stars, the cast, after one of the Wick movies, the John Wick movies? That's because that's their actions. We saw that. We saw it all the time from those people. But both of them, both apologies, all three of those people, very insincere. I actually was very, I liked Ashton, but you know, years ago, I heard about that the Hollywood Ripper thing and the whole thing, and I read the true story from a reputable source that we hear now, but that was years ago. I heard that, and despite the fact that they have Thorne and that he's recently stepped down from, that's a good um, mission. But say, didn't Mila do a movie about a rape victim, and still you did those letters, even if you thought only the judge was going to see them. That means you're embarrassed because the public actually heard them too, and if you're embarrassed that everybody, the rest of us, heard it, that means that you were either insincere and you lied and now you're being caught in a lie because of the two things with Thorne and the movie, or it doesn't matter to you, but now your money and your career are starting to get affected, so now you have to try to do damage control. Either way, it's insulting to us. When I found out years ago about that whole thing, and that his career was just starting, he didn't want his career to go bazooey, get involved in that. Which, if you're innocent and you really did just have a date and she hadn't been able to get in contact with, and you went over to see and you saw what you saw, and then you lied because you didn't want it to affect. It wouldn't have affected your career if everything came out, you know, and he wouldn't have killed more people, Ashton. So, ever since then, I've been very. There's some YouTubers that would used to support Thorne, and I told them about him a year or two ago, and I, I have not had any respect for him since then, and that's a shame. Um, Now Will Smith. We'll make this fast because he's decided to settle on the cushion. I put catnip spray on a catnip ball, and he's had his high, and now he's gonna. Anyway, Will Smith. From the start, now yes, there are several Will Smith movies that I do like, namely the Independence Day for one. Um, but I've always had this gut feeling that he was always, I mean, even Fresh Prince days. Um, I talk with my hands, and some people get freaked out by that. So, anyway, very arrogant, very, like self-entitled kind of, attitude I've always felt from him. Um, Kind of full of himself, you ain't as good as you think type of stuff. Um, but when Jada came into the when Jada came into the picture, 100, 1,000 times worse she made him. He was feeling like he was competing with you because you were competing with him. And after years of that, it starts rubbing off on you. And if you don't compete back a little bit, you just like wither and die. You just fade away. And I don't mean like in the public's view. I mean like inside. So I'm defending Will, but a limited defense, because his apologies. All of you people, you're actors. but you still cannot control subconscious mannerisms that are human, okay? Um, and I find that interesting because you're so arrogant. All of you, Drew, all of you, Mila, all of you, Will, you, and Ashton. You think that you're a good enough actor to fool those of us who know about body language, or those of us who get those gut feel, those vibe things. Okay, that's real, and you're trying to fool people that are behaviorists, facial or body language specialists type of thing, and people that have those gut. You're trying to fool us. You're trying to make us think you're you're a good enough actor. You, in your own mind, think you're a good enough actor to fool all those people that can tell in a heartbeat that you're not sincere in what you're saying. For whatever reason, you're not sincere. So, Will, actually learn humility before you try to imitate it. As far as Jada goes, that family is the cult of Jada because y'all are whacked. And wow, Jada, y'all have like Amber Heard issues. You all have been serious malfunctions, and you're not only inflicting it on those around you, you're subjecting them to that, and you're subjecting the public every time you open your narcissistic mouth, just like Amber. You just like, it's like a sound wave that just is ugh. So like, give it up. Drew, stop. Okay, your video was, man, I am so sorry. My mouth is so dry from these antihistamines. Anyway, I probably sound nasally too. Anyway, yeah, we ain't buying it. We are not buying your bull. Stop with the celebrity apologies that are just trying to save your reputation, aka your income. So yeah, just stop. It's degrading yourself. It's telling on yourself that you ain't as good an actor as you think, and yeah, it's just lying to us. So it's insulting us that you actually think we're gonna buy that stuff. Just stop doing it. If you effed up, either step up or shut up about it. One or the other, guys. Peace out.